we're going to take one more question from the chat, and then we're going to go into our mailbag. But if you guys want to leave more questions in the chat, we'd be more than happy to answer them along the way. Now, this one comes from Hans Garrett. Thanks for answering my earlier question. This one isn't NFL related, but Kyrie said he wants to see the NBA change their logo into a Kobe-inspired one. What do you think about that? I was thinking, why not Jordan? So I had the same thought, Hans, and I'm sure Lance has an opinion on this as well. I had the same thought. I thought, well, if you're going to do it, you really should do it for the guy that everyone thinks is the greatest basketball player of all time in Michael Jordan. That's what you should really do. Kobe Bryant doesn't come up in a conversation most times when people talk about top 5 players of all time. Just because his game is so similar to Michael's, he doesn't get ranked in there. Everyone's like, well, Michael's better than Kobe. That's already a settled fact. Move Kobe out of the way. Now, if you want to talk about greatest players of all time, you got to really start adding in some big guys and some different types of players. So look, I understand it's an emotional thing to say Kobe Bryant died, and because of his death, that we should honor him by putting him as the logo for the NBA, whatever it is, for the NBA. Man, I just blanked out for the league. I'm sorry, for the NBA league. Sorry, I'm reading chats as I'm talking. So for the NBA league, but I think you got to put that aside. I wouldn't mind like maybe making a trophy called the Kobe Bryant trophy or something like that. But when you're going to change the logo, I think you've got to change the logo to the greatest basketball player of all time, or you just don't change it at all. And I don't think that you use a player's picture. Like I saw the logo idea that Kyrie had. He wanted to put Kobe as a picture on there as the logo. And I don't think you change it to a certain player's picture because, 10, 20 years from now, there's going to be another player's picture. But over the last 30 years, we've had the same guy. I believe it's Bob Cousy was the original guy that was the logo. They kind of like drew him and put him in there. So I have no problem with changing that little symbol, that little fake dude guy that they use. But I'm not sure that putting an actual picture of somebody in there really makes sense to me. So what do you think? Do you think, I know you're a huge Kobe Bryant fan, or at least you were, Kobe Bryant, should he be in there as the logo for the NBA?
Okay, so this is a very sensitive topic for me being a basketball fan, and I have a lot to unpack here. So first things first, it would be nice to have an award named after Kobe Bryant. So yeah, I'm not sure if the NBA has that comeback player of the year sort of thing. And somehow Kobe Bryant has overcame the odds with his Achilles injury and came back to become, if not the old Kobe Bryant, but score 60 in his final game. So it's fitting to have your comeback player of the year award named after Kobe Bryant. And sadly, Kobe Bryant on the logo, as much as I respect Kobe Bryant's game, but essentially he was Michael Jordan's copycat. I know it's a controversial take, but all of the things that Kobe Bryant did, Michael Jordan can do. It's basically a next generation Michael Jordan. And we all know that Kobe Bryant tried to copy deep down into the mannerisms of Michael Jordan in game. So he was really looking up to Michael Jordan. And the problem also with putting Michael Jordan's logo in the NBA logo, if they are to revamp it, is that the most popular logo for Michael Jordan is the Jumpman. And if they try to take it, what other logo would they use aside from the Jumpman? And they would have to go through intellectual property litigation with the Jordan logo. So for me, if they are to revamp the NBA logo, it would be better to revamp it without any silhouettes at all. It works for the NFL. It works for the NHL. I mean, MLB, it also works because it's just a generic silhouette of someone with a bat. So why couldn't we work with that, a generic NBA logo without any silhouettes whatsoever that encapsulates the game throughout its history? I mean, somebody can do that. I mean, there are a lot of talented artists in this world that can pitch a logo, not necessarily better than Jerry West's silhouette, but encapsulates the essence of the game with just one iconic brand.
Yeah, I don't disagree. We got one more comment from Hans who's saying, that's what I want to hear. Thank you. You set aside the emotional factor. Jordan is the better choice if they change it. Listen, I'll finish it up with this. Kobe Bryant is unfortunately set up in a position where he is the greatest player. I think, in my opinion, he is the greatest player of his generation. But unfortunately, his generation is sandwiched between Michael Jordan and LeBron James.
Yeah.
And it just gets overshadowed from a player standpoint. I think Michael and LeBron are both better than Kobe, and that's why Kobe gets moved down. Kobe was obviously a bastard to play against. I mean, he was just a vindictive, machine. It was hard to slow him down. Like, once he got going, he was just on fire. So no disrespect to the man. Obviously, he's passed away. Tremendous amount of respect for him as a player, as a man, from what he did after playing basketball. So no offense to Kobe Bryant. I just don't think he should be on the logo. Neither does Lance.